Who doesn't like a good pancake? So in this session, you can just follow along and we will be working on our pancake. You don't need any equipment. That's done on purpose, so you can do it from anywhere, anytime. First of all, we're just going to start with our legs extended. A pancake is a combination of hamstrings and adductor stretches. So we're going to start with keeping the legs together and then just gently bounce. The spine can be rounded, that's completely fine. It's just a little bit as a warm-up. Feeling your hamstrings stretching, gentle bounces. Then come back up, straddle the legs just a tiny bit, don't go too open yet, and then we're going to bounce again. If you have a fairly deep pancake already, in this position you can lift the chest, sticking your bum out, getting into an anterior pelvic tilt. Then come up, then straddle the legs a little bit more. You still shouldn't be in your full pancake. And then we're going to bounce again. Now as we are a little bit wider in the legs, you should feel it a little bit more in your inner thighs rather than only the hamstrings. Very often though, for people with tight hamstrings, like doesn't matter what position, you will feel your hamstrings. That's why it's important to not only work on your inner thighs in a pancake, as well as hamstrings, and sort of as well lower back. That can be a restricting factor as well. Come up, and now we're going to go into our full pancake. That's whatever level you're at. And then you're going to bounce as well again. Don't go too deep now because, or yet, it's still just a warm-up. Just don't go too aggressively with the bounces. Simply getting used to the position and the movement, activating the hamstrings and your inner thighs a little bit, getting them into a lengthened position. And then slowly come back up. Then I want you to get into figure 4. Figure 4 means a 90 degrees in the angle and knees in line with the hips. Then have your chest rotated towards the internally rotated leg the whole time. Then you push the externally rotated leg into the ground, lift the hips up, push the hips forward. So your hip flexors are in a stretched position. Now the aim is to get the glute of your internally rotated leg to the ground first. It will not happen, but the intention should be there. Then keep the feet on the ground and you're going to rotate the knees to the other side, sort of windscreen wipe. If you can't keep your upper body upright, you can always just lean back. And then we do the same. Chest facing to the other knee now, still sort of facing forward. This glute wants to touch first. Nice. Back to the other side. Push that leg into the ground, lift, chest facing that way, squeeze glutes, push hips forward. Back down. Change to the other side. Lift, up, push. Squeeze glute, glute to the floor, other side. And we do that a couple more times, just to opening up the hips, creating some space into the hips. And then come back to center and straddle the legs. Beautiful. Then lift your, I'm going to mirror you, lift your left arm up, then rotate the chest towards the left side. Make sure your left sitting bone stays grounded on the floor the whole time. And then you bend towards your right side. Yes, you might be able to go all the way down, but then you see the sitting bone is not on the floor anymore. So you want to keep it grounded, even though if that means you can't go as low. The chest wants to stay up, rotated up to the ceiling. You can even use that arm here pushed into the thigh to lift or rotate you a little bit more. And now you should feel a nice stretch here in the side body. Looking up, keep that sitting bone grounded, and then slowly rise up. We switch to the other side. Right arm up. Rotate the chest to your right side. Keep the sitting bone on the floor and then tilt towards your left. Again, here use your arm for more rotation, feeling a stretch here in your side body again. Hold for a few more seconds. Beautiful. Come back up to center. Now bend both knees. And then slowly walk your hands forward. So you might not be able to go super far and low, but as we bend the knees, we take the hamstrings out of the equation. So in general, if you have super tight hamstrings, for a lot of pancake exercises, you can just bend the knees and you will be targeting more your inner thighs. And then just walk your hands as far forward as possible. You want to try to lengthen the spine, sticking your bum out, getting into an anterior tilt. Hold for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull back, bring the knees in, hands behind you on the floor, get into a squat position, or if you can't just sit up like that, just make your way into a squat position. Then stay in a squat position, have your hands on the floor, and now the goal is to lift the hips up without losing the connection between the tummy and the thigh. Yes, that means you might not be able to extend your legs completely, as we want the hands to stay on the ground. So you lift the hips, keep the connection, so we don't want to lose the connection in order to extend the legs. And then bend again. Lift the hips, lift the tailbone up to the ceiling, and then we go into the squat again. Maybe with every rep, it will allow you to lengthen a little bit more through the back of your legs. Couple more reps, lift up, reach the chest forward and down. Keep the hands on the floor, even if that's only all the way here. 2 more times. And last one. Stay in the forward fold. Grab your opposite elbow and then just gently rock from side to side. Let gravity pull your upper body down so it folds you nicely. Maybe lean a little bit more forward so you feel more weight in the toes. Bend the knees again, either hands behind you to sit back down, or reach your arms forward, sink back into a seated position. Then straddle the legs again. Get your hands interlaced behind your head. We're going to do that because the aim is to keep the chest nice and lifted. So in a pancake, you don't want to round the spine and trying to go low here. The aim is to keep the spine nice and long and going into an anterior tilt. So with the anterior tilt, think of lifting sort of your upper body, your torso, up and over the femur. And with upper body and torso, that is sitting on the pelvis. So you can more so think lifting the pelvis up and over the femur, which is the thigh bone. So come up light, 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 and then folding forward, hinging in the hips. So you want to hinge in the hips rather than flexing, rounding the spine. And if we keep the arms up, we maintain that arch in the spine, the extension a little bit more. Then I want you to press the feet and the thighs down into the ground, engage the quads. Keep the chest lifted and fold. Now, if you have super stiff hamstrings or your lower back just wants to round fully, feel free to elevate the hips. Sit on blocks or even a box, just whatever allows you to lengthen the spine and that allows you to roll the pelvis forward, anterior tilt. Keep the chest lifted, reach forward rather than down. Because eventually the goal is to actually get the belly on the ground, not just the head. We're going to go for 3 more reps, and on the last one we will hold for 10 seconds. Now reach, fold, hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly, slowly rise up. Bring the legs back together. As we try to lengthen the hamstrings, the inner thighs, working on compression can be very beneficial as well for pancake work. As we strengthen the hip flexors with compression work, the opposing muscle will lengthen more. So there's always 2 sides in a movement or in a joint or in muscles in the movement itself. So one side stretches, one side is contracting. So it's the same here, a bit simpler explained. If I do a bicep curls, my biceps is contracting, so that's the agonist. And then the triceps is stretching, that's the antagonist. We have the same here. So the quad is the agonist to extend the leg, and the hamstring will be stretched as we extend the leg. And one of the quads, for example, is a hip flexor. And as we want to go into an anterior tilt as well, the hamstring attachment and then as well the glutes have to work a lot. So we want to work on compression as well, which no one ever likes, but it's super beneficial. So for that, I want you to go into your pancake. And then we just bounce a little bit. I would say if you have your hips elevated, sit back on the ground, even if your spine is rounded. So we bounce a little bit. Then try to pull yourself into your deepest pancake position. You can use your fingers, wiggle yourself forward. Now before you follow me, pay attention to the gap between your torso and your thigh, whatever angle you have here. Your goal is to maintain that angle. You keep that angle. But what we're going to do is you pull your hands underneath your shoulders and you will extend the arms. When you extend the arms, your torso will come up. But as we said, your goal is to keep the same angle. You need to lift the legs. So place the hands underneath your shoulders and then get ready. We're going to extend the arms now and you have to lift the legs. Keep the same angle for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release. And you might feel a cramp in your quads or even in your abs. So the abs, they kick in as well as you round the spine and you try to lift the legs. We're going to do that 2 more times. Bounce a little bit. Then pull yourself into the deepest possible position. Pay attention to the gap between your torso and the legs. Hands underneath the shoulders and extend your arms. Lift the legs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Shake out the legs again. And then last one. Bounce a few times. Maybe you feel how you're able to go a little bit lower and you can bounce a bit more aggressive. And then pull yourself deeper into the position. Hands underneath the shoulders. One last effort. Extend arms, lift legs. Squeeze the quads. Keep the legs extended. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. And once more, shake out the legs a little bit. Awesome. We're just going to do one more actual pancake. It's a pretty straightforward, quick session, but beneficial, especially if you don't have too much time, or you can literally just use this as a warm-up before you go into your handstand practice, your strength practice, whatever, or your yoga practice, or in the morning, anytime. So now we're just going to go into our regular pancake. Whatever position that is for you, you can elevate the hips again if your spine is super rounded, and I will just guide you through a few different positions, what to do with your legs or glutes and so on and so forth. So for now, get into your pancake. Yes, that might not look like this. That might look like this. That might look like this. If it looks like this, elevate the hips a bit, because we want to aim for rolling the hips forward, lengthening your chest, and then we go down. So just stay here for a little bit. Now actively engage your quads. So squeeze the quads. Hold that for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax the quads. Beautiful. Maybe you can pull yourself a little bit deeper into the position. Now I want you to push the heels, or even the full leg actually, into the ground. So think of pushing the back of your knees into the ground, the heels into the ground, and then even the hamstrings are in a stretched position, your hamstrings will engage. So get ready, push the legs down. As you push down, yes, the quads will contract too, but focus more on the back side of your legs. Push them down for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. Maybe pull yourself a little bit deeper into the position. Amazing. Now we want to go into external rotation, like active external rotation, meaning your toes pointing more up and towards the back. Think of rolling the femur, the thigh bone, backwards. Yes, immediately the quads will engage, but think of that external rotation, turning it out. As you turn it out, you might feel your inner thighs opening up a little bit more. Actively turn them out. Feet, toes pointing up and back. For another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. I know we've been here for quite some time. Maybe pull yourself a little bit deeper into the position. Now engage your glutes. Weird, I know. Glutes engaged, perfect, switch them on, keep them switched on. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax the glutes and now relax everything. No more quads engagement, no more hamstrings, no more glutes. Just chill in this position. A few deep breaths, and whenever you exhale, relax a bit more. And it might allow you to sink deeper. Breathing in and breathing out. 3 more times, breath in and out. Last 2 and out. Last 1. Out. And then slowly, don't rush it because we have been in this position for quite some time. Make your way out. Bring your legs together. Shake out your legs, maybe a few windscreen wipes. Back and forth, internal rotation, external rotation. And yeah, that was just a quick pancake session. I hope you enjoyed it and see you soon.